And a good afternoon to everyone. It's almost time for Strat-O-Matic baseball. A few minutes early. Much more relaxed today than yesterday. Yesterday was a hectic day. Today I did have a doctor's appointment, but it was this morning. Good news is no more physical therapy. They're finally going to send me to an orthopedist. Probably get an injection in this shoulder and loosen it right up. Should be a good game today. Two evenly matched teams, at least in terms of one-loss record. It's the Detroit Tigers at the Kansas City Athletics, the first of a two-game series. Detroit ace Denny McLain will be on the mound for the Tigers, 20-game winner in real life. He'll be opposed by Chuck Dobson, the right-hander from Kansas City. Kansas City comes in fourth place, 5.5 back of Baltimore. And the Tigers are in fifth place, just 6 games back. So both of these teams trying to climb back into the race, climb the standings. We'll take a look at the records for the pitchers. Or I should say their individual stats. Denny McLain so far has lived up to the ace billing in 9 starts, 5-1 with a 2.48 ERA, 3 complete games, 2 of them shutouts, 69 innings of work, 50 hits allowed, 50 strikeouts. For Chuck Dobson, 2-2 with a 4.07 ERA. This will be his 8th start, 42 innings of work, 36 hits allowed, 31 strikeouts. Hello there, Franklin. How are you today? Tigers, a fan favorite on this channel. I know we've got several Tiger fans here among the regulars. And that reminds me, if you're watching on video, if you're watching the replay after the game is live, in other words, don't be afraid to go ahead and make a comment. Let me know a little bit about yourself, who you're pulling for in this season replay, just anything. So we've covered the starting pitchers. I'm going to go ahead and give you the Tigers lineup here, and we'll get this one started. For Detroit, Dick McAuliffe leads it off at shortstop. Jerry Lumpy is at second base. Norm Cash at first. Al Kaline is in center field today hitting cleanup. Jim Northrup will be in right. Bill Freehan will do the catching. Gates Brown is in left. Don Wirt at third base, and McLain, the pitcher, hits ninth. Athletics defensively have Phil Roof doing the catching. The infield, Harrelson, Green, Campaneris, and Charles. And the outfield, left to right, Stahl, Nosek, and Hirschberger. Hello, Thomas. Yeah, they are hanging around. Let's see what how it compares to their real life numbers. 21-17 at this point in real life. They were 14-24 on their way to a 74-win season. Underachievers in the American League are clearly the Angels and the White Sox. And then tomorrow, boy, we got a good one starting tomorrow. More on that later. And we're going to fire it up here. Okay, Dobson's ready to go to work. Here's Dick McAuliffe standing in now. McAuliffe hitting just .202, 20 for 99. He does have 23 walks, 5 homers, 12 RBIs, left-handed hitter. And here's the windup from Dobson, and we're underway on a 4-7. He walks him. A leadoff walk to McAuliffe. Let's check the battery now. Dobson with a 0 hold. Roof with a 0 arm, so a 0 battery for Kansas City. McAuliffe, not a star stealer. And here's Jerry Lumpy now. Lumpy at 286, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, left-handed hitter. Dobson from the stretch. It's a 1-8 right-handed grounder down to second base, fielded by Green. He goes to Campaneris for one, on to Harrelson, not in time. That's going to be a 4-6 fourth. McAuliffe's erased. Lumpy on first now with one away. And here comes Stormin' Norm Cash. Cash hitting .272, 8 home runs, second on the ball club, and 22 RBIs. Dobson gets the sign from Roof, and here's the pitch on a 1-6 right-handed. He struck him out, called strike 3. The home plate umpire, who is John Rice for this one, calls Cash out on strikes, and here is Al Kaline. Kaline batting .310 so far, 6 home runs, 22 RBIs. Lumpy takes his lead. 5-12 right-handed. It's a grounder to first base X. Tough chance for Harrelson. Harrelson a 418. Here's the play on a 14 error range. It's a 9 on a, what did I say it was? 18. And he makes the play. Underhands to Dobson covering, and that retires the side. 3-1X, side retired. For the Tigers, no runs, no hits, a man left. After half an inning of play, it is Detroit nothing, Kansas City coming to bat. And hello, Mike. Hi, Ben. Hi, Robert. Should have never left Philly. Perhaps. And the people in Kansas City are probably saying the same thing when they went to Oakland. And now they truly are the traveling A's, a nomadic team. Will the Vegas thing go through? Will they stay in Sacramento? Is there a third possible outcome to this scenario? Your guess is as good as mine. Thomas is up to game 91 of his 1938 Yankee replay. Bump Hadley and Bob Feller at Cleveland. And there's Perry, and hello to Jeremiah. There's Larry Harris. As McLean takes his warm-ups, I will give you the Kansas City lineup. It'll be Bert Campaneris leading off at shortstop. Joe Nosek is in center. Mike Hirschberger will be in right field. Ed Charles down at third. Larry Stahl is in left field. Dick Green, the second baseman. Ken Harrelson at first. Phil Roof will do the catching, with Dobson, the pitcher, hitting ninth. And here's McLean now. McLean ready to go to work. Up steps Campaneris. Campaneris comes in at .274, 1 homer, 18 RBIs. McLean gets the sign from Freehand. Here's the pitch to Campy. It's a 3-6 right-handed grounder down to third base, fielded by Wirt. Over to Cash, 1 down. Here's Joe Nosek now. Good fielder, but not much of a hitter. He's just 3 for 33 so far. That's a miserable .091 average. Does not have a home run. The pitch from Denny McLean is going to be a 6-11 right-handed. It's a fly ball to straightaway center. Kaline is there. And quickly there's 2 down. Here is Hirschberger batting third. Mike comes in at .260, 1 home run, 15 RBIs. McLean into the windup now. A 112 righty, a liner right into the glove of Wirt. It's a Lomax. Liner to third, 1, 2, 3, go the A's, and we are scoreless after an inning. You know, Thomas, I had forgotten all about that. In fact, I used to have at least one of those cards, maybe a couple. Moving to Strat Estates in Florida. Who is, Jeremiah? You or the A's? Utah could be a home, and I could easily see Nashville being a landing spot. Now, I'm a little biased, of course, but I'd like to see Portland get a shot. Mostly because that would be within reasonable driving distance for me. But they certainly do support their college and their AAA. I think Portland could handle it. There's some question whether they could support a team. And there's Michael Haynes. Welcome. Ben, of course, for Detroit. And the Tigers here in the second inning will send up Northrup, Freehan, and Brown. Hello, Captain Carl. Welcome. Jim Northrup hitting .278 so far, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs for the left-handed hitting outfielder. And here's the pitch from Dobson. It's a 1-8 righty. Oh, right in the heart of his good column, he pops him up. Harrelson will make the catch. 1 down, and here's Bill Freehan. Freehan at 198, 4 home runs, 13 RBIs. Dobson gets the sign from Roof. Pitch is a 6-8 right-handed, a grounder to second base X. That's Green. Green, a good second baseman, 2E19. And here's the play. Error range on an 11. The roll is an 11 on a 19. This could be trouble, and it is. That's going to be an error on Green. E4, Freehan reaches. With a 0 battery. The catcher not held at 14. Freehan, one of those few catchers who can run. He's going to try for that lead. He needs a 7. 4, he does not get it. And the batter will be Gates Brown. Brown, 324 on the season, 12 for 37, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. Yes, it was the Padres. Yes, I have one of those cards. I think, I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it might have been Ollie Brown. Dobson from the stretch now. The pitch to Gates Brown is a 2-11 righty. It's a grounder to shortstop. Campaneris to his right, gloves it, throws to Green for 1. That's all they're going to get. A 6-4 force erases Freehan. And here's Don Wirt. Wirt hitting .264, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. Dobson with a 2-7 right-handed, fly ball to straightaway center. That's going to be Nosek making the catch, and that will do it in the second. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the inning, still scoreless. Yeah, I'm not sure, Michael. Gonzaga basketball. I'm not a huge basketball guy, but it's impossible to live here and not be aware of what the Zags are doing. Not to worry, Thomas. At least you opened the discussion. Boy, I kind of remember, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm making this stuff up or not. When you mentioned McCovey, That really has a familiar ring to it. Anyway, back to this one. Bottom of the second, Ed Charles will start it off for Kansas City. Charles hitting .257, 1 home run, 14 RBIs, right-handed hitter. McLean into the windup. On a 4-4 righty, it's a ground ball to third base X. Tough chance for Wirt. Wirt, a good fielder, 2E13. Here's the play on a 4. He makes a diving stop to his feet. Throw in time. Oh my goodness, what a play by Don Wirt to rob Ed Charles of a sure single. That's going to be a web jam. So Wirt flashing the leather with 1 out. Here's Larry Stahl. Stahl at .256, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. We would assume almost entirely against right-handers, right? I mean, look at that card against lefties. There's a 112 hit by the pitch and not a thing else. McLean with the pitch to Stahl on a 210 righty. He bangs one over the first base bag and into the corner, rattling away for Northrup. Stahl round second, heads for third, and he's in there with a triple. A 1-out triple for Larry Stahl. That's going to bring up Green. Hawk Harrelson to follow. I'm going to roll early in the game for inner back. They will pull the infield in for Dick Green. Green is C bunter, now a D. Wasn't going to be much chance of a squeeze anyway. Green's the RBI leader on the team. 265, 2 homers, 23 runs batted in. Trying to pick one up here. Infield in. The pitch on a 5-8 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Oh my goodness. Big strikeout from McLean with a runner on third and 1 away. And it will be up to Harrelson. Harrelson at 238, 1 home run, 9 RBIs. The pitch from McLean is a 6-7 right-handed grounder to second base X. Tough chance for Lumpy. Lumpy a 4E8. To his left on a 16. He's there. Nice stop. Throws him out, and that'll do it. So a nice play, Lumpy, to retire the side, 4-3X. Kansas City strands Stahl at third after the 1-out triple, and we're scoreless through 2. Clutch pitching there by Denny McLean to keep the game scoreless. That's funny, Thomas. Personally, I can't see it for Vancouver. Never say never, I guess. Alrighty, inning number 3. McLean will start it off. Right-handed hitter, 3W. Dobson's pitch on a 5-6 single to 13, and Denny McLean has a base hit into left field. So Denny McLean leads off the third with a base hit, and that'll turn the lineup over. Here's Dick McAuliffe. He walked his first time up. Dobson now working from the stretch. Pitch to McAuliffe is a 4-7, and ball 4, he loses him. First 2 Tiger batters reach here in the third. And now Dobson getting into deep territory here. Lumpy at the plate, Cash and K-line to follow. Lumpy squares to bunt on a B. It's an 8. And he gets the job done. So So Lumpy moves the runners along. That'll give the Tigers second and third and one down. Rolling for enter back. They'll stay back for cash. That's going to make Ken Harrelson happy, if no one else. Dobson looks at the runners. Now the 6 to cash is a 5-7 lefty, and he walks him to load the bases. A single and 2 walks in the inning. And now with the bases loaded and one down, here comes Al Kaline. Infield will move back now. Dobson trying to coax a ground ball out of Kaline. Kaline grounded to first his first time up today. The pitch to Kaline is a 110, grounded to third base B. That's fielded by Charles. He goes to Green for 1 to Harrelson, not in time, and a run will score. On a 5-4 force, McLean crosses the plate, and Detroit takes a 1-0 lead. Two down runners at the corners. Here's Northrop. Dobson gets his sign. The pitch is a 6-5 lefty, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Dobson escapes the inning with minimal damage. The Tigers do get a run on 1 hit and leave a pair. And they lead it 1-0. I could see Montreal getting a team. Jari Park, wow. Now a tennis stadium. Thank you, Thomas. I did not know that. I'm still waiting for them to build a pickleball stadium in Spokane. Yeah, yes, I am kidding. Okay, here is Roof to lead off the bottom of the third. Let's check Roof's numbers now. 4 for 16, that's 250. 3 of the 4 hits for extra bases, including a home run and 4 RBIs. McLean with the pitch. It's a 210 right-handed. Single to 6 on the 13. That's smothered at first by Harrelson. Flips to, smothered at first by Norm Cash, who flips to McLean covering. And there's one down. Here's Dobson now, 1W, right-handed batter. Pitch is a 1-6, he struck him out. Dobson overmatched there by McLean. Oh, we have chords, Ben. They have it at the Y. I have not played yet. Hello, Double D, welcome. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Campaneris, 0 for 1 on the day. McLean with the windup and the pitch. It's a 2-5 right-handed. Single to 8 on a 6. He's got himself a base hit, just eluding the outstretched glove of the shortstop McAuliffe and into left for a 2-out single. And one thing we know about this Kansas City team is they love to run. Let's check the battery, however. We find McLean with a -2 hold. Freehand with a -3 gun behind the plate. So a -5 battery. That drops Campy down to a 14. He's the tying run. They're not going to take any chances. They're going to hold him on. That makes him a 12. So Nosek will swing away. McLean from the stretch. 1-2, grounder down to third base. Wirt goes the short way to Lumpy for the force, and that will retire the side. No runs to hit, 1 left. We've played 3 innings. It's 1-0 Tigers. Another active chat today. Outstanding, gentlemen, outstanding. I'm trying to catch up on a couple of things here. That's a great story, Thomas. And just up the road, a dome for indoor beach volleyball. That might be. I've wondered about that too, Perry. That in 1981 I've wondered about. But the thing is, I wouldn't have... if you did that, you would not have game day lineups to draw from. You'd have to wing it. And you could do it. Of course, anything's possible. Let's see where we're at now. Top of the fourth, here's Dobson. It'll be Freehand, Brown, and Wirt in a close game. Freehand reached on an error his first time up. Dobson into the windup. 3-5 righty. He bangs a single up the middle. Freehand aboard with a lead-off single. This is borderline to hold him. He's not a star. I'm going to roll 1-3. He's held. He is not held. He's going to roll for the lead. He needs a 7. 4. He does not get it. And here's Gates Brown. Pitch from Dobson on a 5-2 left-hander as a grounder to first base X. Harrelson will be tested again. 4E18. Here's the play on a 1. He's not going to get that. That's a single. Freehand will round and head to third. Back-to-back singles, and the Tigers have runners at the corners with nobody out, and Don Wirt coming to bat. Wirt flew to center his first time up against a right-hander. He has a lot of ground ball A's. They are going to play back. Dobson trying to get a ground ball here. The pitch to Wirt is a 5-7, and he walks him to load the bases. Fourth walk today issued by Dobson. Dobson rated just 5 for starter endurance, and that's going to get him scurrying around down in the Kansas City pen. Paul Lindblad, the lefty. Jim Nash, the right-hander. And let's see how we're going to play this now. With the bases loaded, nobody out, and Denny McLain at bat. Remember, McLain singled his first time up. He's a B bunter. Runner at third base is the catcher Freehand. We're going to play it back. And the manager calls for the squeeze. McLain a B. Here it is on a 10. Batter is safe. Runner on third, thrown out by the first baseman. Everybody else moves up. So Freehand is forced at the plate. Base is still loaded. One down. Here's McAuliffe. McAuliffe has walked both times. Yes, I know, Thomas. And that's why you haven't seen me do it that often. I've never had much luck with the squeeze. In that situation, it was really the only play. You don't want McLean to hit into a double play. Let's see how they're going to play it now. They're going to stay back, and here's the pitch to McCullough. On a 3-4 right-handed, it's a grounder to first base. Hard hit. Harrelson goes down to Campaneris. Back to Harrelson. 3-6-3 double play. And somehow Dobson gets out of the jam. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. So Dobson works out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam, and it's still 1-0. Dobson living a charmed life so far. Hello, Dave Little, and welcome. Mike Hirschberger will start off the bottom of the 4th here. McLean gets the sign from Bill Freehan. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 6-6 right-handed grounder down to third. Fielded by Wirt. Throws him out. That'll bring up Ed Charles, the third baseman, 0 for 1. McLean into the windup. Pitch to Charles is a 2-8 righty, and he bangs a single into left field. Line drive single to left for Charles. He's a star 16. Minus 511, however, so they won't even need to hold him on. Minus 5 battery for Detroit today. Well, you put a decent hold paired with Freehan, and nobody's going anywhere. Here's Larry Stahl now. He tripled in the 2nd, but was stranded there. McLean from the stretch. 2-6 right-handed is a high fly ball into right field. On the 6, it's playable, and Northrup will make the catch. 2-6 homer 1. Fly ball to right on the 6, 2 down, and here's Green. Green struck out his first time. McLean staring in. Here's the pitch. 1-6 righty. High fly ball to left field. That is going to be over Brown's head for extra bases. It's an open double. Charles rounding. 16, 18. Brown a +1, 19. They're sending him, and Detroit will cut it off and hold Green at second. So it's going to be an RBI double for Green. That ties the game. And here's Hawk Harrelson. McLean staring in. Go ahead and run at second base. Pitch to Harrelson is a 5-7 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And that'll do it for Kansas City in the 4th. Strikeout number 3 for McLean. The Athletics get a run on 2 hits and leave 1. We're knotted up at 1 after 4 innings. Hello, Texas Huntsman. And I'm laughing at Ben's comment. The theme of the 2024 White Sox. Among other things, for sure. Good thing Casey wasn't still around, huh? For Dobson now, as we go to the 5th inning, he'll be looking at his first inning of potential fatigue. And it will be Lumpy, Cash, and K-Line. Lumpy 0 for 1. Dobson into the windup. Pitch to Jerry is a 5-6 lefty. That's a single to 4 on the 18. That liner is caught by Green at second. Little soft liner to second. Green makes the catch. 1 away, and the batter will be Norm Cash. Cash 0 for 1 with a walk. Dobson into the windup. Here we go. 5-7 lefty. He loses him, ball 4. That's 5, I think, for Dobson. Yep, 5 walks in the game. Lindblad and Nash about ready down there as Al Kaline steps up to the plate. Kaline 0 for 2 today. Cash taking his lead. Dobson comes to the plate, 5-8 lefty. That's going to be a triple to 9 on a 16. It's a long single. Cash all the way to third. And the Tigers have him cornered with 1 out. Tigers have had a lot of runners on today. Only 1 run to show for it so far. Let's see how we're going to play it here. We're going to give Dobson 1 more batter. 1 more hitter walk will fatigue him. Infield back. Here's the pitch to Northrup. That's going to be a 5-8, and that is a line drive into the corner, into the right field corner. Bounces away from Hirschberger. Cash can walk home. Kaline, let's see about Kaline now. 5-8. Lefty is a triple. Never mind. So Kaline scores on the triple by Northrup. And the Tigers take a 3-1 lead. And that's going to do it for Dobson. So Dobson is fatigued. Seemed like it was only a matter of time, really. 5 walks in the game. They're going to bring in the right-hander Nash. We'll see about a double switch. Hold up, Steve. What did I do now? Five, 8, triple to 9 was a 7. Not seeing a problem there. The 5-8 was for Northrup. Kaline was already on with a single. Okay, so we're good. Don't let that stop you. I appreciate all the help I can get. You guys know that. Let's see what we're going to do here. Freehand followed by Brown. This might be hard to do. Now we've got Cater. We're going to double switch. Danny Cater will go in the 9 spot at first base, where he's a 4E10. Harrelson will come out with the pitcher Nash going in the 7 spot. Dobson 4 1/3, short day for Chuck. Five hits. It was the walks that killed him. 5 walks. 2 strikeouts. Let's take a look at Nash's numbers as he warms up. Nash has only been in 6 games, no record but a brilliant 1.38 in 13 innings. Just 7 hits allowed. Nash has been the Kansas City Athletics' best pitcher to this point. 3-1 Detroit. With a runner at third and 1 out, the Athletics will pull the infield in for Freehan. He's 1 for 2 today. Nash ready to work now. Here's the pitch to Freehan. That's going to be a 4-6 fly ball to center. That's going to be deep enough to get another run in. Nosek makes the catch. Northrup tags and scores. And it's 4-1. Sack fly for Bill Freehan. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Gates Brown. Brown 1 for 2. Nash gets the sign. The pitch is a 3-8 righty. Gets a high fly ball to deep right field. Hirschberger back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Gates Brown. Gates swings it open with a 3-8 to 12. He threw the 7. That's his 3rd home run of the season in limited duty. And the Tigers erupt for 4 runs in the 5th. And lead 5-1. That'll bring up Wirt, 0 for 1 with a walk. Nash with the pitch on a 1-9 ground ball third base. Charles has it, throws him out, and the side is retired. Tigers with 4 on 3 hits, nobody left. And they lead at 5-1. We've already seen a couple of minor trades by Kansas City. You guys, you regulars, know that as the season progresses, they trade off a lot of their talent. In other words, their days are numbered. Overachieved so far. Denny McLain now staked to a 4-run lead. He gets ready to go to work in the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be Roof, Cater, and Campaneris. McLain gets the sign, the windup. Pitch to Roof on a 6-3 right-hander as a fly ball to right field X. Tough chance for Northrup. Jim a 4E7. That's going to be a 9. It's the E range. It's the dreaded 5 again on an E7, and that's going to be off of Northrup's glove for a 2-base error. First Detroit error of the day. Roof to second. And here's Danny Cater now. The first baseman came in the double switch. McLain into the windup. It's a 2-6 right-handed, and he loses him, ball 4. First walk issued by Denny. And here come the A's. Bert Campaneris will be the hitter. He's 1 for 2 today. And a shout out to Dan Port. So I'm wondering if, for you guys watching at work and whatnot, I'm assuming you don't actually watch it, right? You're probably listening to it, kind of like it was a radio broadcast. I say that because I try to keep that in mind when I'm doing this. In other words, I want to make it to where you should be able to follow along without having to necessarily look at the screen. Okay, first and second, nobody out. Here's Campaneris. McLean from the stretch. 6-6 right-handed, grounder down to third, snared by Wirt. He's going to go down to Lumpy for one, and that's all they'll get. That'll be a 5-4 fourth. Cater erased. Phil Roof to third. That's the first out of the inning. Campaneris now 14. Leading by 4. We're going to hold him on at 12. And the batter will be Nosek. Joe Nosek 0 for 2 today. McLean checks the runners. Now from the stretch, it's a 2-2 right-handed grounder down to first base. Cash has it. Down to McCullough for one, and that's all they'll get. Run will score on that. As Roof crosses the plate, giving RBI to Nosek. That makes the score 5-2. Nosek not held at 10. And here's Hirschberger. Thank you, Perry. That's very kind. So now we have Nosek at first, 2 down, and Mike Hirschberger at the plate. Mike's 0 for 2 today. McLean into the windup. 3-10 right-handed, and he walks him. Second walk of the inning for McLean. Second of the game, as a matter of fact. And now the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Ed Charles. Charles 1 for 2 today. McLean in his first jam of the day, trying to get out of it. The score is 5-2. Here's the pitch to Charles on a 6-7 righty. It's a grounder to second base X. Tough chance for Lumpy, a 4-E8. Ranging behind the bag. Here's the play on a 5. He's not going to get there. It's a 2-star single that'll drive in another run, and it's 5-3. Charles with an RBI single. Hirschberger all the way to third. Nosek scores. And now McLean's in a jam. Tigers scored 4 at the top of the inning, take a 5-1 lead. It's now 5-3. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and the batter's Larry Stahl. Stahl 1 for 2. Tripled in the second, flew to right in the fourth. McLean gets his sign now. Here's the pitch to Larry. It is a 3-12, and he hits him to load the bases. Holy smoke. That one got away. There's no way that was deliberate. And here comes team RBI leader Dick Green with the bases loaded and 2 down. Green 1 for 2, an RBI double in the fourth. And Freehan out to the mound now. 2 walks and the hit batter this inning for McLean, who was pretty much cruising along prior to that. And now they're ready. McLean staring in. Here's the windup. Pitch to Dick Green on a 5-11 is a high fly ball to deep left field. Going back is Brown at the wall. Grand salami, Dick Green. Holy crap. Let's take another look. 5-11 righty. He has the power. He doesn't against lefties, but he does against righties. And on a 5-11, grand slam home run at Dick Green, and Kansas City takes the lead. It's a 6-run inning for the Athletics, and they bat around as they send the pitcher, Nash, to the plate. Right-handed batter, he's going to go ahead and bat. McLean's pitch on a 5-8, swung on and missed, strike 3. Too little too late, however. The Athletics, a surprising 6 runs on just 2 hits. There was an error. So all of those runs are unearned. Let me reconstruct that. Out, walk. That would have been the second out. Yep. The error by Northrop opened the door. Athletics bat around in the 5th, plate 6. The big blow, of course, grand salami by Dick Green. 5 RBIs today for Green. Good grief, he already led the team. That gives him 28 now. And it's a 10-run 5th. We can close the book on Dobson. Score is 7-5 Athletics after 5. And McLean's going to lead off the 6th. I'm going to take a minute and throw it out to the group. I'm inclined to let him bat. But I know we've got a couple of Tiger fans here. Ben and Perry for sure. Maybe more. I don't know. And welcome to Rick. Just missed it, Rick. Darn. .50-50. Yeah, I'm going to let him hit. Three hitters card. He's 1 for 2. The pitch from Nash. 4-4 righty. A shallow fly ball to left field. Larry Stahl is there, and he makes the grab. I do let the endurance weigh. That's not the whole equation, of course, but McLean, an 8 starter. Pretty much expect him to go deep into games. Here's McAuliffe, 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Nash gets the sign from Ruth. Here's the windup and the pitch on a 5-7, a double to 11, but on a 15, that's playable, and Hirschberger's going to run it down in the gap for out number 2. 2 down, and the batter will be Jerry Lumpy. Lumpy 0 for 2. Nash into the windup now. The pitch is a 4-7 left-handed ground ball, second base. Green to Harrelson, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Nash. It's the shutdown inning. That's just what Kansas City was hoping for. Now let's see how McLean fares in the bottom of the 6th. I always get nervous in these situations because if he doesn't do well, then I feel bad for not pinch hitting for him. Rick came in late and Perry went to fold close. Okay, let's see how we do here. I'm going to put a little arrow here so it help me to not be confused when I enter this game manually. It'll be Roof, Cater, and Campaneris. Roof 0 for 2. McLean into the windup. It's going to be a 1-6 right-handed, a double to 4, and he rolls the 4. And everything's coming up Kansas City today. It will be a double for Phil Roof. That'll bring up Cater. He walked his first time. McLean gets the sign now. There's the pitch to Cater on a 4-5 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Down goes Danny Cater. Here's Campaneris now. 1 for 3 on the day. McLean with the pitch. That's going to be a 3-8 right-hander. Grounder to short, fielded by McAuliffe. He goes to Lumpy for 1 to Cash, not in time. That'll be a force. Whoops, never mind. Excuse me, I take that back. Roof is at second, not at first. Grounder to short B. McAuliffe looks the runner back and throws him out. Hang on, I need to get that out of there. Thank you, Mike. That I got from Jeffrey Guterman. Before I started doing this, I watched everybody. And the one thing that I begged, borrowed, or stole from Jeffrey was get the sheet and the cards and the dice in the picture. Show the essentials and make it big enough. Now, you could back it up. I could have one of those playing fields and whatnot, but does that really matter? No, I think the important things are in frame. Two down, here's Nostick. He's 0 for 3 today. Runner at second, 2 down. Here's the pitch on a 4-7 right-handed. He loses him, ball 4. So McLean really battling it now. And the batter will be Hirschberger. Hirschberger 0 for 2 with a walk. First and second, 2 down. Here's the pitch. 2-8 righties. The grounder to short. Slow roller. McAuliffe on the run. Fires to Cash in time, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. 2 left on. We've played 6. It is 7-5, Kansas City. Jim Nash will come out for the 7th. He would be due to bat 4th in the bottom of the inning. And Detroit will send up the heart of the order here in the 7th. Cash, Kaline, and Northrup. Here's Cash, walked twice, struck out once. Nash gets the sign from Roof. Here's the pitch. It's a 5-10 left-handed grounder to third base X. Tough chance for Charles. 3-18. Charles diving towards the line. It is an 11 E-range. 6 on an 18. Error on Charles. So Cash reaches on the error. E5. Second Kansas City error of the game. And up steps Kaline. Kaline representing the tying run at the plate. Jim Northrup to follow. Nash gets the sign, working out of the stretch. Pitch to Kaline on a 1-5 right-handed. He loses him, ball 4. The walk to Kaline, Cash down to second. And that'll bring up Northrup. Northrup 1 for 3 with a triple. Runners take their lead. Nash, the windup and the pitch. It's a 6-7, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Big strikeout there for Nash. That'll bring up Bill Freehan, 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Nash studying the signs now. Here's the windup on the pitch to Freehan on a 5-12. It's a grounder to second base X. It's green. This could be 2E19. Here's the play. On a 15, it sure is. It's green to Campaneris to Harrelson. Double play. And down go the Tigers in the 7th. Another wasted opportunity. Thank you, Double D. You know, that was definitely on my mind. That was one factor. It wasn't the only factor, but it was certainly one factor. And for Mike and Ben, yes and yes. I'm constantly just stupefied watching a game on TV and you see everybody in the stands looking at their phones. What in the hell? Maybe they should take after the school system and make them turn them in at the turnstiles. They can pick up their phone when the game's over. A little extreme, I suppose. Anyway, let's take a break here for the 7th. We'll take a short break. We'll turn it over to Flaky Jakey Productions presenting Mookie Can. And how about that? There he is. Mookie, what are you doing, buddy? Mookie. Meow, meow. Nope, nothing. Take a quick glance at the snow. We haven't had any more. That's just what was left over. And I guess we'll let sleeping cats lie. Perry, that's what I yell when I'm driving. I'm toying with the idea several years from now, when this replay is over, of doing one in Super Advanced. I'm really afraid it's really going to interfere with the flow of the game. That's my primary concern. Okay, let me check the heater. We're about ready to go here. You know, Dave, speaking of that, it appears that my Do Not Disturb from 1:30 to 3:30 is working. I haven't had any cutouts or interference. The cutout yesterday was my own fault because I was trying to switch to another window to see how much I had left on my phone, as far as battery life, that is. Today we're fully charged, as usual, and no need for any of that. I think it could be once you get it down, Jeremiah. Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm kind of toying with the ideas. Okay, McLean into the bottom of the 7th here. It'll be Charles, Stahl, and Green. Charles is 2 for 3 today. Denny McLean into the windup. 1 and 9 right-handed. It's a ground ball to short. Routine for McAuliffe. Throws him out, 1 down. That'll bring up Larry Stahl. Stahl 1 for 2. He was plunked in his last time up in the 5th. McLean into the windup. 6-7 left-handed is a grounder to second base X. That's going to be Lumpy. 4-E-8. Lumpy to his left. Here's the play on a 20. He's there. Tosses it over to Cash. 2 down. That'll bring up Green, who's done most of the damage today. 5 RBIs, including a grand slam in the 5th. McLean into the windup. The pitch to Dick Green is a 6-4 righty, grounder to short X. That's McAuliffe. McAuliffe into the hole, 3-E-28. On a 4, he's not going to get that. That's a base hit. Dick Green stays hot with a single. In fact, Green a triple short of the cycle. He does not have a triple on his card against right-handers, however. And here's Nash. Nash has worked 2 2/3. That's enough for Nash. They're going to hit for him. Lindblad gets back up, where he's joined by the righty Jack Aker in the Kansas City pen. And with 2 down and a runner on first, the batter will be Billy Bryan. Bryan pinch hit in this game in real life. Left-handed hitting catcher. Bryan hitting 181 with a pair of home runs. McLean out of the stretch. Pitch to Billy is a 2-9. Struck him out. That'll do it for Kansas City in the 7th. No runs to hit, 1 left. We're through 7. It is 7-5 Kansas City. You've got left, right, left. I'm going to check the usage display because I'm on the fence on this one. And they're going to go to the left-hander, Paul Lindblad. Lindblad also worked in this game in real life. I'm looking at Ben's comment about the super advanced, looking up the E rating first. That's an interesting twist. Lindblad on the season, 5-0. He's been a vulture down there, 2.21 in 20 innings of work. And we'll see if the Tigers counter that. With Gates Brown, a left-hander, due to come up, they will call Brown back. And Don Demeter will step up to the plate. Demeter would remain in the game in left. 2e7 -1, a 12 runner. Demeter on the season just 220, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. And here we go. Lindblad into the windup. Pitches a 1-7, ground ball to shortstop, fielded by Campaneris. Over to Harrelson in time. That'll bring up Wirt as Willie Horton grabs a bat and steps into the on-deck circle. Wirt 0 for 2 with a walk. Lindblad gets the sign. Here's the windup on the pitch now. It's a 2-4 lefty, fly to right field playable. That's Hirschberger drifting over to grab it for out number 2. And now we'll have a batter for McLean. That's going to be Willie Horton. Horton, second in the league with 12 home runs. Comes in at 297, 30 RBIs. Lindblad gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Horton. That's going to be a 6-8 righty. It is a triple to 9 on a 15. He will settle for the stand-up double. Pinch hit double by Willie Horton. That'll get the tying run to the plate in the form of Dick McAuliffe. I always play the Super Advanced in the computer game. I like the results of it there. I do not like the weather in Clutch. Actually, I should say the ballpark effects in Clutch. I take a lot of issues with Strat-O-Matic's ballpark ratings. Okay, runner at second, 2 down, tying run at the plate. Dick McAuliffe 0 for 2, walked twice. Left on left as Lindblad delivers on a 2-11 ground ball to second base. Green has it over to Harrelson. And another opportunity goes a-wasting. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Tigers will need a new pitcher. Seven innings from McLean today. 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, 7 runs, only 1 earned. That's pretty amazing, really. He walked 3 and hit a man. Struck out 6. All right-handed batters due up. And the Tigers will bring in right-hander Fred Gladding. And that's where we are at here. Bottom of the 8th. Let me catch up on this. I'm really interested in this chat with the Super Advanced. Easier to remember a 1 to 5 digit range. That makes sense, Ben. I know when Jeffrey does it, he'll say he gets to that. Now let's check for the error. But he breaks up the dice roll, which I would not do. I mean, I know you didn't use the 20, but to me, the 20 rolled with the 3 on the at-bat, that's for a split. I would treat the defensive play as an entirely different roll. Exactly, Dave. You had the D20 gets to the ball, and then you check and see if there's an error or not. Okay, here we go. Gladding in. Gladding on the season, 3-2, 1 save, 4.43. Roof, 1 for 3, leads it off. Gladding into the windup. That's going to be a 2-2, and he walks him. Gladding walks the first man, and here's Danny Cater. Cater 0 for 1 with a walk. Gladding working from the stretch now. 4-10 right-handed is a fly ball into straightaway right. That's playable for Northrop, who makes the grab for the first out. That'll bring up Campaneris. Campy 1 for 4. Gladding into the windup. It's going to be a 5-8 righty, grounded to third base. Wirt has it down to Lumpy for 1 to Cash, not in time. A 5-4 force play. Roof is erased. And with 2 out, Joe Nosek will be the hitter. Gladding gets his sign. The pitch to Nosek on a 6-3. Grounded to the pitcher X. Gladding a 339. Hold your breath on this one. And here's the play. Error range. It's a 4 on a 39. That doesn't sound good at all. It's going to be a 1-base error on Gladding. Second Detroit error of the afternoon, and that'll get Hirschberger to the plate. Is that the Star Tour, Dave, or do you go back further than that? In other words, do you remember the TBA? First and second, 2 out. Here's Hirschberger. Gladding trying to get out of the inning now. The windup, the pitch. 5-6, grounded to short. That's going to do it. McAuliffe over to Cash. Side retired. Athletics strand a pair in the 8th, and we go to the 9th, 7-5, Athletics. Let's check their defense now. Looks pretty good to me. They've already got Stahl and left. Yep. They do have, I was noticing that when I wrote them in, trying to figure out why is this team overachieving. One reason is they have a really good defense. They don't always, but they do today. I mean, with this lineup. Before we go to the 9th, my usual announcement about the stats on YouTube. 38% of my watch time is from non-subscribers. So if you're watching and enjoy this, please subscribe. And thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me today. Just an absolutely busy and wonderful chat today. Lindblad will come out for his second inning of work. And with Lumpy due to lead off, let's take a look at the Detroit bench. They're going to call Lumpy back. Jake Wood will bat for Lumpy. It really is a great group of guys. I'm responding to Ben, of course. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, there you go. I've played both. I played more TBA than Star. I played quite a few back then. Jake Wood, let's see his numbers. 10 for 32, that's a 313 average as he stands in from the right side. Lindblad into the windup. 1-6, struck him out. Called strike 3, Wood doesn't like it. And here comes Cash. Cash 0 for 2 has walked twice today. Lindblad gets the sign. The pitch is a 5-7. Double to 2 on the 10. He'll settle for the long single. And the tying run will come to the plate in the form of Al Kaline. Jim Northrup on deck. Lindblad rated 3 for relief endurance, so that's no problem. Kaline 1 for 3 with a walk. Lindblad throw over to first, Cash back to the bag. Now staring in for the sign from the stretch. It's a 4-8 righty, single into right field. Cash going all the way to third. And would you look at that? Here come the Tigers. Kaline the tying run at first. Lindblad with a poor hold. Kaline not a star stealer. +3, 16. 2 through 5 and 10. Oh boy, that's dangerous. Kansas City's going to hold him on. Make him a 14, 2 through 5 with a 10 automatic cut. And the boos begin, huh, Jeremiah? Northrup due. Let's see what we've got. Northrup better against righties, but he still has punch against lefties. Northrup will bat. Aker is ready. You got to feel if Lindblad doesn't get Northrup, that'll be it for him. Here's the pitch. On a 3-9, struck him out looking. Oh my goodness, second K of the inning for Lindblad. And now the Tigers down to their final out, and it will be Bill Freehan. Freehan 1 for 3 today. Lindblad trying to close it out. Freehan, the right-handed batter, standing in there. Lindblad with the pitch. 3-8, grounder back to Lindblad. He snares it. Couple of steps to first, toss to Harrelson, and that's the ball game. Holy cow, I don't even believe this one myself. Dick Green, holy crap. 7-5 the final. I'll have the totals in a moment. Green has to be the MVP. Drove in 5 of the 7 runs. Yep. Dick Green is your Chief Spokane Gary player of the game. And that's true, Steve, yeah. So they're not dead yet. Lindblad in his 2 innings picks up a save. That's his first save of the season. That's kind of surprising. Not really, though, because they have Acre. 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Nash in his 2 2/3, 1 hit, a run. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Gladding in his inning of work, no hits, no runs, a walk, no strikeouts. McLean takes the loss, 5-2. Six unearned runs, though. Can you believe that? That's a good question, Dave Little. Wondering if Green ever had a 5 RBI game in real life. I remember Green as a great field no-hit second baseman for the Oakland A's in the early 70s. The win goes to Nash. That's his first decision of the year. He's 1-0. So for the totals, Athletics, 7 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. Tigers, 5 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. The key to the game, really, right there. The error by Northrop in the 5th opened the door to 6 unearned runs. On the other hand, he was the first batter in the inning, so normally McLean gets out of that, right? Ben says caps off to KC. Yeah, that's true, Texas. They had several opportunities, too. Looking ahead on the schedule, we've got a big series coming up, okay? Tomorrow's the first game of a doubleheader and the first of a 3-game series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Minnesota Twins. First place Orioles, second place Twins. Twins a game and a half back. The opener will be Steve Barber for Baltimore. Jim Merritt comes out of the pen to make a start for Minnesota. That's 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. Please join me for that one. I'm going to get out of here now. Get something to eat. I want to thank everybody once again for hanging out with me. Have a great evening, everybody. I'll see you all tomorrow.